Shifting our focus to another important developments that we are tracking at this point of time. Now, Vistara flight gets a bomb threat. This is yet again another incident where the flights have received bomb threat and scare calls. Vistara has released statements and it says Vistara flight UK 028 operating from the Frankfurt to Mumbai on 16th October 2024 was subjected to a security threat received on social media. As per the protocol, or the relevant authorities were immediately informed. The aircraft safely landed at the Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj International Airport in Mumbai and was taken to the isolation bay where all the passengers were disembarked. We are in the statement given by the Vistara. It says that we are fully cooperating with the security agencies into the completing the mandatory security checks at Vistara's safety and security of the customers, crew and aircraft is the utmost importance to them. And I unquote. Alright viewers, joining me on the broadcast is my colleague Pratmesh. Pratmesh, yet another incident where the airline has in fact given a statement of how a bomb threat in the recent has now been received by a social media, and it in fact raised the concern over the safety and the security of the passengers and the crew on board, while the central government has taken the complete cognizance of the brewing threat that has been emerging in the recent time, and Civil Aviation Ministry in fact took the acknowledging the kind of seriousness this matter pertains to. What is exactly now the airline stand and the sources within the Civil Aviation Ministry that you are bringing to us?
As from Vistara Airlines also, the statement was been issued that the flight was given a threat of a bomb, and after that soon the flight was securely landed at the Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj terminus at Terminal 2. The flight was been landed over there, and after that soon the flight was taken into the isolation bay, and there the checking has been currently done, and the checking is the officials are doing the checking of the flight as well, because this threats they can't neglect, so that's why the officials are doing the checking as well. And also soon the also the passengers checking are also been done of their things as well, of their luggage as well, because as we have seen the before also, the Mumbai flight are getting the threat alert, and after that now this flight is also getting the threat of the Vistara flight, and from as well as all the officials has reached on the spot, and soon the flight is being taken into the isolation bay, and the checking process has been going on over there. Also, it's been from the airlines also it is said to the passenger that it's a humble request to cooperate with the airlines as well and the officials of that, so that the process can be begin of the checking over there. Yes.
All right, Pratmesh, thank you for sharing the details that you're tracking very closely. Also now joining me is aviation expert Vipul Saxena on the broadcast live. Mr. Saxena, very good morning to you. And you must have also kept up with all the developments that have been taking place in the past 2 days as far as the threats and the recent security scares that have been given through various ways on social media, where there are in fact youngsters involved behind this criminal mindset, where it is an attempt made to give a threat to the security of the passengers and the crew, and also the working in the mechanism of the Civil Aviation Ministry. What is your take on how this is impacting the businesses as well? Are people going to be more afraid now, given that there are very fewer remedies one can actually resort to when such threats are given?
Yeah, good morning to you first. I would need some time to really take you through my thought process and how things are happening and what are the suggested remedies. So firstly, looking at the kind of growth, exponential growth Indian economy is growing. So there are countries who are not really happy about it and try to pull down our efforts and our economy. So because of that, there are various countries who are acting against India, using their forces within their country, and also using forces within our country, political forces and social forces, NGOs and all that. Okay. Now another way of stalling the economy is by putting fear psychosis. Like you see, for last 2-3 months, there are so many train accidents have taken place. So many train accidents have been avoided by, by finding cylinder on the railway track and all that. And now aviation is another sector where if the fear psychosis happens, people will stop flying or people will restrict to fly, and that can again hit the Indian economy quite drastically, because Indian airspace, Indian aviation sector is growing exponentially. The highest pace in the world, and is going to be the number one international aviation hub in another 2-3 years time. So keeping those in mind, all these attempts are basically to derail the economic growth of India, but it is said that the one goes up, there are people who will try to pull him down. So what is required is that we have to pull up our socks, we'll have to strengthen and make our systems and process and various judicial system and investigative system more robust. Security system have to be more robust. I can give you one simple example. When we cross the check-in counter, so there is one security guy who gets hardly 10 seconds to recognize, matches your face with the ID card. Now, typically, all those who are carrying ID card is either PAN card or maybe Aadhaar card, which have been made about 10 years, 20 years ago. And that time, a guy must be 20 years definitely younger, and also maybe clean shaven or maybe with a beard. But today he may be in different facial profile. So I really doubt whether the guy who is standing and checking the passengers is really competent enough to match that, and whether humanly it is possible to check that those things within 10 seconds or not. So that is one big grey area which government must look into it. Second point is that there are a lot of cargo and lot of what do you call catering services which are being loaded in the aircraft from the air side. Okay, so there is a huge manpower which is being used. Housekeeping people keep going up and down in the aircraft. So there is no really foolproof service system there, like which is being done for the passengers. So that another area which is a big grey area. Last point is that in the past, I'm sure you must have noticed that there were a lot of unruly passenger cases on board. And after government came out with very strict rules on unruly passengers and punished many people, you see number of cases have reduced drastically. So similarly, if you look at the bomb threat cases in aviation, for last 30 years I'm seeing not even a single conviction has happened till date. So if our judicial system and legal system is so poor, how can you control these things? So government must come out with some fast-track judicial system for this kind of threat and give a deterrent punishment, so that message goes strong that it cannot play around with Indian security. So I think this kind of things which are brought in. Another point, in most of the cases from Nirbhaya onwards, all these criminals they are keeping at least one juvenile in their team, and they tutor him that when we get caught, so you own up for everything, so that you get protection by Juvenile Act. So I think Juvenile Act also needs to be reviewed, because if a guy can be involved in murder, rape, and bomb threat and all that, like in the last 2 days, there's a juvenile who was given bomb threat for 4 aircraft because he wanted to take revenge with somebody else. So that means he is no more a juvenile. So I think the definition of juvenile also needs to be reviewed. So I think these are the measures which government must look into. I'm sure our government is very, very proactive. They must be looking into it. But I think these things have to come as fast as possible. Hello?
All right, Mr. Saxena, of course, that we are hearing and making sense of these opinions that in fact are coming at this point of time. As far as the threat call incidents in the aircrafts, mid-air incidents and journeys is concerned by different individuals, which in fact the secret agencies are also probing into.